A queen's final breath rattled through the halls of Amesbury Priory as Eleanor of Provence fell to a poison whispered by her own son, Edward I, in 1290. Once the beloved consort of Henry III, her reign crumbled under a web of betrayal, her body racked by a mysterious ailment that stunned medieval England. How did a queen's love turn to a daughter's despair, her legacy stained by a royal plot? Step into the shadow-drenched courts of 13th century England with tales of torment, where we unveil a truth darker than any crown jewel. The poison vial gleams with malice, its secrets ready to unravel a family's ruin. Dare to peer into the abyss of royal treachery. In the sunlit spring of 1223, a princess was born in the verdant valleys of Provence, a region of lavender fields and Roman ruins. Eleanor, daughter of Ramon Berenguer IV, Count of Provence, grew amidst a court of troubadours and scholars, her early years shaped by a mother who instilled grace and a father who taught diplomacy. With auburn hair and eyes like the Mediterranean, Eleanor's beauty blossomed by her teens, her mind sharpened by lessons in Latin, French, and the art of governance. In 1236, at 13, she wed Henry III of England, a union that brought her to Westminster, her arrival a spectacle of silk and gold, her charm winning the hearts of a war-weary court. As queen consort, Eleanor wielded influence, her counsels advising Henry on law and trade, her patronage building bridges and chapels across the realm. She bore 5 children, including Edward, the future king, her nurseries a haven of royal hope, her love for Henry a bond that weathered rebellion and famine. Yet her rise sowed seeds of discord. Eleanor's kin, her uncles from Provence, her Savoyard relatives, flocked to England, their foreign accents and demands for power alienating the barons. In 1258, the provisions of Oxford saw nobles revolt, blaming Eleanor's Poitevin favourites for draining the treasury. Their anger a storm that forced her to flee London by boat, stones hurled by a mob ringing in her ears. Henry's reign teetered, his trust in Eleanor unshaken, but the barons' resentment grew, their eyes turning to her son Edward, a prince of strength and ambition. In 1265, Edward's victory at Evesham restored royal power, Eleanor's influence peaking as she managed estates and negotiated peace. Yet the bond with her son frayed, Edward's marriage to Eleanor of Castile shifting his allegiance, his mother's foreign kin a burden he sought to shed. By 1272, Henry's death left Edward on the throne, and Eleanor's role diminished, her advice ignored, her presence a reminder of past strife. In 1280, rumours of poison surfaced, whispers that Edward plotted to remove her influence, her health declining as tensions rose. A chronicler wrote, "The Queen's crown became her cage, her love a thread that snapped under a son's ambition." By the late 1280s, Eleanor of Provence's twilight years darkened with a poison plot that severed her from the court she once ruled. After Henry III's death in 1272, she retreated to Amesbury Priory, a nunnery in Wiltshire, seeking solace amid the chanting of nuns, her once vibrant halls replaced by stone cells and silent prayers. At 67, her auburn hair had faded to silver, her body frail from years of bearing children and navigating political storms, her heart heavy with the estrangement from Edward I. The barons' lingering hatred for her Provençal kin fueled whispers of treachery, their tales reaching Edward's ears, painting Eleanor as a meddler in his reign. Edward, now a king of iron will, sought to consolidate power, his mother's influence a thorn in his side, her foreign relatives still holding lands and titles, a reminder of past unrest. In 1284, Edward's conquest of Wales strained the treasury, and Eleanor's estates, managed by her Savoyard nephews, became a target, their wealth a prize he coveted. Rumours swirled of a plot, courtiers suggesting Edward commissioned a poison, perhaps a slow-acting draught, slipped into her wine, to silence her without bloodshed. Her health waned, her joints aching, her skin yellowing, symptoms chroniclers linked to arsenic or belladonna, poisons favoured by medieval assassins. Eleanor's letters to Edward, penned in a trembling hand, pleaded for reconciliation, but his replies grew cold, his visits rare, his court a fortress against her pleas. In 1286, she suffered a collapse, her attendants noting a bitter taste in her food, her breath shallow. Yet no proof emerged. The plot veiled in shadow. Isolated at Amesbury, she turned to prayer, her rosary beads worn smooth, her days spent in the Priory's garden, its roses a bitter contrast to her fading glory. Nuns whispered of a curse, their eyes wary of a queen betrayed, while Edward's agents monitored her, their presence a silent threat. In 1289, her condition worsened, her body wasting, her mind haunted by visions of Henry's gentle smile and Edward's stern gaze, her isolation a prison more cruel than any tower. A chronicler noted, "The queen's wine turned to poison, her son's love to a dagger, her exile a tomb of her own making." The priory's walls grew colder, her attendants dwindling, her final years a testament to a mother's fall at her child's hand. In the autumn of 1290, Eleanor of Provence's demise unfolded at Amesbury Priory, a death shrouded in mystery and malice that stunned the realm. At 67, her silver hair framed a face etched with pain, her once graceful frame reduced to a frail shell, her breath a laboured rasp that filled the priory's silent halls. The nuns, cloaked in grey, tended her with trembling hands, their prayers a murmur against the wind, as Eleanor's body betrayed her. Her skin yellowed further, her stomach convulsed with violent spasms, her eyes sunken with a terror she could not voice. Chroniclers whispered of poison, their quills hinting at a slow-acting venom. Perhaps arsenic ground into her meals, or belladonna slipped into her evening wine, a method favoured by those seeking discreet ends. Edward the Fair, now entrenched in power, had motive. Her wealth, her influence, her lingering ties to Savoyard kin posed a threat to his rule, her death a convenient silence. No autopsy was permitted, her body hastily prepared for burial, the priory's infirmary scrubbed of evidence, fueling speculation of a royal hand. On June 24th, 1290, Eleanor's last breath came, her attendants noting a final gasp, her hand clutching a cross as if seeking divine escape, her face frozen in a grimace of agony. The nuns buried her in the priory church. No grand tomb, no royal cortege, her resting place a modest slab amid the cloister's shadows. Edward arrived days later, his expression unreadable, his presence a formality that masked relief, his court buzzing with rumours of a poisoned chalice delivered by a trusted servant. The barons, once her enemies, mourned her in silence, their anger at Edward's potential role an undercurrent of discontent. Eleanor's daughters, Margaret, Beatrice and Catherine, grieved from afar, their letters to Edward unanswered, their mother's death a wound that deepened family rifts. The priory's air grew heavy with whispers, locals claiming her spirit lingered, her curse a shadow over Windsor, where Edward resided. A chronicler wrote, "The Queen's end was a riddle of poison, her son's hand hidden in the mist, her legacy a ghost that haunts the throne. Her death marked a turning point, Edward's reign hardened by the act, his mother's memory a spectre that lingered in the corridors of power." Eleanor of Provence's poisoned betrayal left a scar on England's royal history, her name a whisper of sorrow that outlasted her unmarked grave. Edward the Fine inherited her estates, their wealth bolstering his campaigns in Wales and Scotland, yet her death cast a pall over his rule, whispers of matricide tainting his victories. No shrines rose for her, no songs sang her early grace, but her story spread through courts and villages, a warning of familial bonds broken by ambition. Her influence on Henry III's reign, bridges built, laws shaped, peace brokered, faded into shadow, Her Savoyard kin exiled or diminished, their power a memory crushed by Edward's will. The poison plot, though unproven, fueled tales of intrigue, its echoes reaching beyond 1290, a cautionary tale for queens and kings. Her daughters' grief, their lives marred by their mother's fall, added to the narrative. Margaret's marriage to the King of France, a bittersweet legacy, Beatrice and Catherine fading into obscurity. Eleanor's end mirrors the dark cost of power, where a mother's love becomes a pawn in a son's game, where trust turns to treachery under a royal roof. As a queen of foreign birth, she faced the wrath of barons and kin, her grace no shield against a poisoner's hand. Her mysterious demise warns us that crowns breed betrayal, their gold stained by the blood of those closest, their glory a fragile mask over the depths of deceit. Eleanor of Provence. Betrayal was more than a death. It was a poisoned unraveling of a queen's love, carved in treachery and sealed by her son's ambition. Her final gasps in Amesbury's silence, the spasms of her poisoned frame, the shadow of Edward's decree haunt history's corridors, a testament to a mother's fall from grace. From Provence's sunlit courts to England's shadowed priories, her life was a tapestry of splendor and sorrow, her demise a chilling echo that lingers in the past. Her tale, a forgotten tragedy, burns bright amid the darkness of royal lineage, a warning etched in the vial of poison. Crave more spine-chilling stories of royal torment? Subscribe to Tales of Torment and plunge into our next video about the gruesome fate of a medieval outcast, where betrayal meets a bloody end. Don't let these dark secrets slip into the abyss of time. Was Eleanor's death a son's plot, or a cruel twist of fate? Share your theories in the comments below, join the shadows, and let the past whisper its secrets to you.